Bulavinaka, warm welcome Fiji. We are coming to you live from a warm and balmy evening at the Golden Event Center in the gold town of Tavua for the Fijian Media Association Meet the Public and the Press Town Hall. Tonight, it's your chance, the chance of Tavua and the surrounding communities to speak directly with the Honorable Prime Minister of this country, the Honorable Ministers, senior government officials about the issues directly affecting them. I'm Stanley Simpson, your host from the Fijian Media Association and MyTV.
And I'm Mapinisa Wangirandovu from the Fijian Broadcasting Corporation. And thank you to everyone here in Tavua and our viewers and listeners joining us from across the country.
Thank you, Apinisa. We are very privileged this evening and want to thank the attendance of the Honorable Prime Minister, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Mr. Sitiveni Rambuka, for making the time to come and answer questions from the community. To the Minister for Public Works, Meteorological Services and Transport, Ro Felipe Tuisawau. The Minister for Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar Industry, Mr. Charanjit Singh. Minister for Information, Honorable Linda Tambuya. The Assistant Minister for Youth and Sports, Ali Kimbia. The Assistant Minister for Public Enterprise, Sachinda Nand, senior government officials, thank you for making the time to be here. We will jump straight into it and we'll ask the Prime Minister to give an overview, a summary of what his government's plans are for places like Tavua. Sir, Tavua is a town many of us simply drive through many times on our way to the other bigger centers. Many times we come by, we see the same town that we've seen for many years. How do we bring development to a town like Tavua? What is your government's plans?
Oh, okay. Nagatani. Ladies and gentlemen of the media who have organized this, it's not organized by government. It's not about next year's election. They organized it and invited us to be here. My opening remark is made up of 29 pages just to open. And then I have about 20 pages for each of the ministry. So I hope you brought your breakfast. But this is a very good initiative. I know I missed the Bunolev once. It is the best opportunity for the members of the public to speak directly to the government, the ministers of the government, and assistant ministers, and for us to interact in a way that was established by the first settlers who went to to what we now know as the United States of America. They used to have town hall discussions in the early stages of the settlement. They got in, they established towns, like the times of the gold rush in Fiji, where they established Watukola and Tavua grew. But I do not think we have ever had a series of town hall discussions or town hall question and answer sessions as we have now started with Stanley and his crew. And we thank them most sincerely for this initiative. And we're here just to answer your questions. We're just demonstrating to you that we are a government that listens. So we have come to listen to you, and we have come to answer your questions. And I think most of the questions will be focused on matters affecting Tavua and surrounding areas, including Watukola, and the Minister for Labor is not here, and also his permanent secretary, but the Deputy Secretary, I believe, is here. The Deputy Secretary is here to answer those questions. Tavua flooding, the Honorable Minister for Floods is already here. So it's going to be a very, waterways. It's going to be a lively evening, so take advantage of it. We are here to answer your questions.
Now, I'll ask the media colleagues to start lining people up with their questions. Or if some of the media want to start off the questions, please bring them up. I will start with a question.
Can I just
Yeah.
say, before we go into that, I think we all remember my Tavua, who is a very prominent member of the media corps. Mala, we all know him as Mala, who passed away yesterday, was it? And we remember him fondly, and our condolences and sympathies go out to his workmates and also his family and Renaka.
Thank you for the thoughts, and indeed a big loss for us in the media industry. Mala is such a big character for us. It is in this vein, in this part of keeping things less formal, I would say, more discussion, bringing open views is the spirit in which we wish to take this discussion. So while we wait for the first question, I'll start off the question about what came in as Prime Minister in 1992. You were Prime Minister for 7 years till 1999. That strike was not solved. There was a new government in 2000. The strike was not solved. There was an SDL government came for about 5-6 years. The strike was not solved. A military government, interim government came in after 2006. That strike was not solved. 14 years of Fiji First, that strike was not solved. Finally, you had a chance to come in 2022, and there was some closure with the compensation. Looking back at it now, 30 years it took, including from your first term as Prime Minister. What are the lessons learned from that strike? And how could it have been avoided for those people to not suffer that long? Now, in hindsight, when you look back, what are the lessons for leadership in this country from that strike?
Thank you very much, Stanley. Those remaining workers who are here tonight and those that attended the first meeting we had some time ago will remember that we came at the time to announce the resolution of the various issues that were raised then, and also to announce the compensation amount that the government was prepared to give to each household. You will also know that you received the first payment and also the second payment. Those that have not received theirs, I believe the ministry is waiting for some court actions for you to go through the legal processes of claiming, but rather than go into too many of those technical details, I will ask the Deputy Secretary for Employment and etc. to answer those, to answer the question. Hey, that's not load now. Not getting. Okay, too far. Deputy Secretary.
Thank you, sir. So let's go to the first question. Please, Anna, give your name, where you're from, and what's your question?
I'm Joseph Sandro, the president of the Fijian Mine Workers Union, 1991 strike. I represent my members. I would like to thank the government, the coalition government, for whatever they're doing in the good work with the people in the members of in Watukola, mine workers. I would like to thank them. I would like to thank all especially the Minister of Labor, doing all this payout. There's 195 has passed away. 173 has been alive, is still alive. So the compensation has been out to all the alive one has been gone through the payout, the 25,000. And the 173 are still struggling for the payout on these probate issues through ministry. So a few questions I want to ask. Is there any possibility for resettlement, the members of the mine workers, as a rehabilitation by the government? One. Two, asking the government as assistance is possible to assist them, especially the HPM. Number three, how can the government assist with the relocation of the mine workers? Thank you.
Vanaka, sir, the question is there. I think we also have someone from the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources here. Or, sir, do you have a response? Yeah, thanks. Mike to the front, Jamie.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister. Thank you, Cabinet Ministers. In terms of the Vatukola strike, the 1991 Vatukola strike, we have cleared the payments, but of course, those who have not submitted their legal documents as probates, we're still assisting the families, we're still assisting them to ensure that government, and of course, as part of the process, we pay to the dependents of the deceased, legally correct. So we are currently assisting the families in that. On the second question, in terms of the resettlement, that of course we will be working with our colleagues from Ministry of Lands Department. Of course, we will be following the due process before we can come back to them.
Have they received the notification for eviction?
So, to speak, the company has been, of course, talking to them. Yes.
So for the deceased that he's asked for, what's the program for them, the ones that haven't got their compensation?
So they are actually currently working with the probate process.
Okay.
So that once they get the documents, then of course the ministry will pay them.
And the issue of resettlement?
The issue of resettlement, we will be working, of course they have raised that, but they will be raising that formally to the ministry, and we'll be working with all the line ministries to actually assist them.
Okay, thank you. Next
Thank
question,
you.
please.
Well, my name is Satish Chandra. I work as an industrial relation officer of National Union of Workers. My question is that today, actually, it's not a question, actually, it's a request to the government as a PM, to the PM, that the Fiji Water company at the moment is making redundant to the workers without even proper consultation with the union, which we feel that the company has overlooked the collective agreement, and they start sending our Fijian people home. So what we're saying here, that we request the Honorable the Prime Minister to intervene and stop this redundant and instruct the parties to negotiate. Parties to negotiate and come to a memorandum of agreement before they send the people home, because they must follow the collective agreement.
Do you have any? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you again, Honorable Prime Minister. Of course, team, this is an employer and employee issue, and we are dealing this in accordance with the Employment Relations Act. And definitely we know there is a collective agreement in place. There is a process involved in the collective agreement in terms of how to resolve the dispute. So for that matter, any employee grievance, we will deal it through in accordance with the Employment Relations Act. Thank you.
But what we're saying in this matter, there's nobody been informed. Even the union is not being informed, not being negotiated. So we talk about good faith dialogue between the parties to be held, so that our people, our workers, the members, those who have been made redundant, to be paid a fair package so that it is fair for them. Because they have a family to look after, and Tavua is one small place. And if we the companies start doing these sort of things, I think we should seriously look into this matter.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
What's the process to follow?
So the process is the employer and the union will have to sit down and negotiate in accordance with the collective agreement. Now, in any situations, if the workers feel they have been unfairly disadvantaged, they can always come to the ministry and they can always lodge a complaint. Of course, they will put their grievance and then we'll mediate through the process.
All right. So that's the process. Can we have a next question, please?
The other question I would like to raise regarding the foreign employees are being pumped to this country when we have so many Fijians are unemployed. So I request the government of the day that give the employment opportunity to the citizens of this country first, rather than getting the people from overseas to the foreign employees to this country, because we have so many unemployed Fijians. I stand by for the jobs.
Can you give some examples?
The Chinese are being brought to the Vatukola gold mine. The Bangladesian are being pumped to the Fiji are more than enough. So what we're saying here, our people don't have the job.
Okay. Thank you. Come, please, sir. You're in the very early hot seat today.
Thank you. And of course, we are aware of the situations that has been raised by the union, and we are working closely with the Ministry of Immigration to bring about in terms of the processes involved. Currently, we have authorized employment agencies, and we have set the criteria for those agencies in place so that we have a decorum in place for all these agencies when they bring in workers. So we are closely working with the Ministry of Immigration on this.
Are we aware of how many foreign workers are in the country and what industries they're in?
Yes, the Ministry of Immigration has the stats on that in terms of the number of foreign workers and what industries they're employed in.
And the concern there is that they're taking local jobs. Is that a fact, or are they complementing? What's the concern that he has is that they're taking local jobs, that there are local people available. What's the process in determining whether we need foreign workers or no?
I think from what I know, of course, is that if only when we don't have local talents available, then they can come in, the foreign workers.
We will go to the next question. But before that, maybe if the Minister for Infrastructure can just give us a 2 minutes overview about what his ministry has done for the people of Tavua and what it is doing currently.
Thank you for this opportunity. It's great to be here. This is my first town hall meeting. I've been in town halls but campaigning, but I won't campaign today. But overall, I don't want to sound like I'm in parliament, but just generally, as a ministry, we have the biggest budget because we have 4 entities within, apart from the ministry, which is FRA, Water Authority, Maritime Safety Authority, and LTA. And in any setup as a government, we need strategic planning documents. So we use our base documents in terms of the National Development Plan. And from that, we have cascaded that to the various sector plans. So for example, in water, we have formulated the Water Plan 2050. Within that plan, it has the results of a needs analysis of Viti level, Vanua level, and all the maritime islands in terms of the water needs, and costed approximately where we know the areas of need, the costs, and of course we need to put in place financial strategies in terms of meeting those costs. So generally that's what we are going through. But in terms of Tavua, I have the list here of the needs and what, but I won't go through it because we are short of time of specifically what we are doing. But our staff are also here and we will be able to answer specific questions. Vinaka.
Thank you. Bula Vinaka Tavua, Bula tol my workers, all my Tavus, very happy to be here. I'll just be filling in information for ministers who aren't here. Of course, as you are aware, we have a plan in terms of the current budget to mitigate flooding. And from the Ministry of Waterways, I think there are some staff that are here because the minister isn't able to make it. But I'll just give a summary and they can give an update on what is actually being done on the ground. So, as you know, we have the emergency clearing of Tangi Tangi Creek, completed in mid of this year to reduce localized flooding. There's also the Nasivi River embankment works to stabilize riverbanks, which will begin in the second quarter of 2026. That's also budgeted. Tavua Town Drainage Survey, which has been underway with the Ministry for Waterways and the Town Council, and they're aware of that. And I will just ask any staff members who are here if there are any questions specifically with those projects from Ministry of Waterways, they are able to answer for you. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Honorable Tavua. Now we will go to the next question.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Asis Anand Sharma. I'm staying from Tavua, Asiasi. I come from roadside. I'm working Higgins. Now one problem is FRI give the notice Higgins to go home, and all the labor going home now. I come from all the labor side. I request you, sir, can give another 1 year to Higgins to work, and we labor can work together again. Because Higgins go home, then we all the labor go where? Because very hard time here in Tavua, Reki, Singatoka, Lotoka, Ba, all the labor going home. They give the notice yesterday, and today they do the meeting, and he said 28 days you can work, then you people can go home. Then we go where? Please say, do anything about the labor.
Labor?
Yeah, thank you. Higgins is a contractor with Fiji Roads Authority, and definitely I will look into that in terms of what has been issued. But as already explained by the Ministry of Employment, that is governed by the Employment Act, and also the current, if there is any agreements in place. But from the minister's side, from my side, we, of course, look into issues such as laying off, unemployment, etc. seriously, given the nature of employment in Fiji and the fact that we don't have much in terms of social protection. That was one of the issues we faced when we came in. So that's something that I will look into, can liaise with you after this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you maybe bring your concern and your letter to the minister and his representatives after the town hall, so you can look into it? Thank you for raising it. Thank you. I see there's a long line. Is that the line? No, okay, so we have the next question. I was getting scared. There's a long line out there.
Dolabina, my name is Totivi Mbukini Ratu, and I must thank the government. For the past 14 years, we've had no reprieve on our concerns at the Kukuni Rewa community. So we are indeed grateful to the government. We've seen that the roads have started to be graded, and plus we would like Nansa, how soon can we get water, water supply, and electricity to the Kukuni Rewa community? Vinaka.
Yes, thank you. That road was highlighted at the beginning of this year, so we took a trip there personally to have a look at it, given the importance of the road and of course to the economy of Tavua, farmlands. But definitely as a government, we emphasize infrastructure development because of its role in economic development and livelihood. So whenever there's a road upgrading, it would be good for communities to have an economic development plan or livelihood plan for that area, which goes along with the development of the road, and that also goes for this road, which we at the moment we are assessing the water needs and also the power in terms of the assessment and also the scope which is needed, and assessing the amount and see which government we can carry, or we will include it in the budget as is the normal process.
I think the question they want to say is when can they get the water? With all that assessment, how long do you think it'll take?
Yes, it's something which is an ongoing process. As I mentioned, the assessment and the scope of works, normally we do it quickly, but the budgeting part is the one which we, as you know, understand in terms of the budget process. We're looking at that at the moment, hopefully within the, at times there are unspent budgets, and we normally look at those such projects in order to utilize that budget. So it's possible it could be this financial year or early in the new financial year. And hopefully we are still in the government, so we can continue with these projects.
Before we go to the next question, I'd just like to point out, apologies for the sound issue. There's a lot of mics in operation, hence they're scrambling to manage it all. This is an issue we saw in Tavua and Lambasa, a lot, especially with out communities, trying to get their roads and their water, and promises by the ministry to address the issue. And then I think there needs to be greater communication about the process. You've just talked about livelihood plans, economic, because this goes into the feasibility of whether it's a priority or it happens or no. Is that correct? I think people just need to be aware and not be given this false hope that things may happen tomorrow or in a few weeks' time, something like that.
Yes, yes. So that is why I'm saying as we came in as a government, there was the absence of these strategic or specific sector plans or plans for specific areas. So this is what we're working on, these coherent plans for each area where you would have infrastructure plan, etc. So this is something we're working with in terms of our planning pattern with the assistance of our development partners. So once we have this in place, we have it for the water, and then we will incrementally progress that. So this is, I mean, it's work in progress. As you understand, infrastructure cannot be done overnight, but the first step, as I already mentioned, is the planning part, the strategic planning, the scoping, and the financing part, and the prioritization. So this is an ongoing process. So I'm speaking generally in terms of strategic and policy, but for specific areas, you had mentioned Sabu and Wonolevu, but I thought we are in Tavua and Ba now. But my staff are here, they can address the specific areas. Thank you.
Thank you. Cyril Soderberg, CEO for the Fiji Water Authority.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Members of Parliament. Just with respect to the request for the extension of services, we'll have our team come over this week and in next week to make the assessment, depending on the size or the needs that is going to go into putting in the infrastructure. Then we can make a determination on the cost, and then we will see how long it'll take us. Some projects, if it is significantly big, it'll take multiple financial years. In terms of when we will be able to deliver, if you could just give us an opportunity to make the assessment first, then we can discuss those options.
Mr. Soderberg, we have representatives as well from the Fiji Police Force that are coming in. Welcome to this town hall meeting. We'll take the next question now from...
Bulabinaka to our visiting MPs, Bulunaka Taulina Tambuya, Rofilipe to Sawau. My question, I want to direct to the Honorable Prime Minister, Siti Rambuka. I'm a resident of Nasomo in Watukola. We own a native freehold title of 1,026 acres. I've been in Fiji for about 3 years now. I spent about 10 years in Papua New Guinea. My question to my Honorable Prime Minister, what is your plan this coalition government is going to do, especially because the question I will ask you, it touched the very heart of every native Itoke of this country. I understand that the current mining lease is been in existence from the colonialist era, from the early 1930s. I'm a third generation of resident of Nassau Botkola. Our forefathers came from the highlands of Witi Lebu in Naitasiri and Ra. We came and established the Emperor Gold Mine in Botkola. So we've seen the successful change of government and companies that has come and worked and exploit our resources in Botkola. My question to Honorable Siti Rambuka, our Prime Minister, when are you going to amend and review the Mining Act of 1930s, which I understand disadvantage us, the resource owners of this country? Because while you are in power, I think this is a better time for you to change this current legislation. I've seen the difference in Papua New Guinea while 10 years there and in Fiji. I've seen the disparity. They own oil and gas and all other minerals. And the government there promotes Itoke participation and native Papua New Guinea to the mainstream business of mining in Papua New Guinea. Why we can't implement that same strategy in Papua New Guinea here in our town in Botkola, and especially you do the mining review and enact those changes so there comes a new, because we're not sure whether you'll come back the next governor or not. We urge you, if you can, make a promise to us now that you are going, because you are going to review this outdated Mining Act of 1930s, which really disadvantages us. For instance, if you go tomorrow to Botkola, you'll see this Chinese company, they come and exploiting our resources there. What they're doing now, what they're doing, what they're doing now, they're mining the A-grade soil, A-grade gold, they don't process it locally, they take it in containers right to China. In that way, I assume they are escaping the legals of paying taxes to the government. So in that way, we are disadvantaged by being collecting the revenue that we're supposed to collect here in Fiji. I'm urging you, Prime Minister, you implement this legislation, so you change this Mining Act of 1930s, so we can have a fair and equal distribution and return to the landowners when available.
Can answer it.
Now, Valeu, the gentleman would understand very well that we have inherited our acts and so on from the British system, which, and those acts and laws were guided by the various ownership laws that guided the British government or the realm, the crown, and the colonies of the time. In 1930, we were a colony, and we were guided mostly by those laws that were laid down those days that related to surface rights, mineral rights, underground water rights, fishing ground rights, and all those things. It will take time for us to revise the act or to go through the process of amending the act to satisfy the population of this country. Let us not forget that the chiefs, when they ceded Fiji to Great Britain in 1874, ceded everything. And the Queen came back a few years later, 1881, when the Queen made it very clear that everything was still with the Tokay Fiji. But the laws were based on British laws of the time, and they were not changed under the various governors, etc., and the various colonial administrations until 1970, where we just continued to do those. But right now, to change that law would mean a lot of heartaches for a lot of people, not only the landowners who've been waiting all this time for a change, not only of the Mining Act, but also those Land Acts and those Land Rights Acts that will need to be revised. It will take time, but as we know, we are now... Actually, enacting the amendment will probably be the problem in the sense that we will need wider consultations, investor discussions with investors, and those that all the stakeholders in the mining industry who are involved in Fiji at this time. Right now, the minister and the director of lands are the ones who is here. Okay, director. The director can come and tell us the finer details of the act and the various rights that I was talking about, right? Inaka.
Thank you. Go. Right. On.
Vinaka, thank you, Honorable Prime Minister and the forum, and to the participants this afternoon. For the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources, we have mandated this financial year that we will be rolling out or starting the review of the 3 mandatory acts of the ministry, which is the State Lands Act, the Mining Act, and the Land Use Act. So we will be rolling that out this financial year. So we are beginning the process. Naka.
And what will be the process that people like you will have concerns?
Thank you, sir. As part of all the revision of the acts, we will work very closely with the Fiji Law Reform Commission, and we will be involving a public consultation. We will get public view. We will consolidate all of that before we tabulate it to Cabinet and to have it passed before it is amended. Naka.
Naka, next question, please. Lynn. On.
Just to assure my Tavua that they will come here and do public consultations with you and your community. Navale Matau.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister. I personally welcome you here in Tavua. Today I have seen it's one of the first time that all your line ministers that you have come, and we have seen so many people over here. And I really appreciate that. I have 4 questions. It's not, I have written it. It's from the people. I'm directly to the Sugar Minister. And I have 4 questions with the Sugar Minister and 1 a supplementary question to you, sir, Prime Minister. If you have a... Right. Okay. I'm a sugarcane farmer. Linda, I'm a sugarcane farmer. And I've written it. It's not in my mind. Whatever the people have said, that's what I've written and I'm presenting to you people.
Please carry on.
Right. So, regarding sugar industry, what's your, Mr. Sanjit Singh, what's your views as per to date regarding sugar industry into Western Cane Belt? First question. Second question, what's your thoughts about alienating sugar industry currently? We were producing nearly 4 million tons of cane and it's gone down, right? Third question, as per Sugar Minister, how the ministry can and FSC will pay back the farmers throughout Western Division, cane belt areas where the crops has been lost, unwarranted fires and into their farms, including bushfires, right? And third question, since Rarwai is down, Lautoka cannot release the trucks on the time to their gangs, right? And who is responsible for the cane penalties, right? And fifth question to you, Honorable Prime Minister, can the Prime Minister give, and especially to the Indo-Fijians, whatever our populations we have in land-wise, because we have been neglected. We did many things aside from British, where they have robbed the Fijians back in 1700s or 1800s. The Indians has come over here and we developed this country, right, together with the Fijian people. And what is the guarantee that if you see the freehold in triple line in Toko, right? It's in process converting to native lease, right? And aside from native lease, what are the assurance that this coalition government can give to Indo-Fijian, especially Indo-Fijian, because the Fijian people, they have their land. Especially we are targeted. The alienating sugar industry has gone down through this, through these leases. We are producing 4 million tons of cane. Today, we are going down. Sugar industry has been very high. Where we are standing now, it's through sugar industry.
Sir, round your point, please.
Yeah, so I've done that.
Thank you. Please stand there. Please stand there and wait to get your answer. Please stand there and wait. We're getting some raw, unfiltered questions. We'll let that run. This is what the town halls are about, right? So maybe to Honorable Chanranjit Singh, you've got the 4 or 5 questions there.
Hello.
Sir, please.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your questions. Because there were 5 different questions, can you just repeat the first one, and then I'll answer to that one, and then I'll go to the next.
The first question was, what's your views as per to date regarding sugar industry into Western Division?
Thank you very much for that. Look, if you look at the sugar belt from Sigatoka up to Reki Reki, there is a lot of industrial and commercial developments happening. We are losing a lot of land in that way. However, we still need to maintain our sugar production. So one thing that we have basically found out, that our farmers are not growing enough cane per hectare. The average hectare that we are getting cane in this district is 47 tons, which is very low. Generally, in the world trend, is you have to produce at least 100 tons per hectare. So what we are doing is we're having big parcels of land, but not producing enough. So we are now trying to encourage farmers, because we are bringing in mechanization, we are bringing machines that can plant sugar, double row. We will bringing in fertilizer applicators. We are bringing in drones to spray pesticides. And we are also currently looking at bringing in small size harvesters which can harvest on the hilly terrain. So basically, we are, through our programs, as you know, we've got 14 different programs under the sugar industry. And I urge all the farmers to take advantage of that so that you can increase your production within a lesser space or lesser area. So basically, we will not lose, we will not let farmers go without help. We are there to help, and through our Honorable Prime Minister's policy, the sugar industry we want to revive. And as you said that we had 4.2 million tons of sugar cane, you're true. It was at a good time that we produced 4.2 million tons of cane, and we manufactured 500,000 tons of sugar. Then come to 2006, when during Honorable Garas's government, we still had 3.2 million tons of cane, which was a sizable crop. But what happened in the last 16 years, due to the neglect of the previous government, the sugar industry production has dropped. However, I'm giving you one figure. For the last 2 years, we've been trying hard. Last year, we harvested 1.3 million tons of cane. This year, our crop size has increased to 1.6 million tons. So we are basically trying to encourage our farmers to go back, plant more, and mechanization will be the answer.
One question regarding that. Does it mean infield farmers?
To that, we'll continue the discussion. Look, there's a long line there, but overall, I need you to answer just that question and the buyback and the Rarawai meal that he asked for. The Rarawai meal issue. So, field farmers and then buyback, Rarawai meal, how are you planning to encourage people to go back into the industry?
Well, infill farmers, obviously, we are encouraging farmers to go back. And for that, there's a program. And later on, I can explain to you with my directors here. They are around to let you know in particular that particular issue that you're talking about. Now, coming back to Rarawai Mill. Rarawai Mill or Penang Mill?
Down. Finish.
Well, okay. Thank you very much. Okay, Rarawai Mill, yes, I know the unfortunate thing happened that it had caught fire. We don't know what was the reason and how it happened. The insurance companies and the National Fire Authority are still there to give us a report. However, we have been assured by the Fiji Sugar Corporation staff, the management, that the mill will be operational by the first week of December.
I know plenty of questions will be coming on the sugar industry, and it's quite a lot of complex issues, but there's a long line there. We'll try to get through a line of people, and then the people can come in the second round for the discussions. I know there's many questions on the sugar industry.
Hello, I'd like to thank the Prime Minister and his group coming down to Tavua. I am Dhirendra Singh, a businessman, a former councillor, and I represent Tavua Ratepayer and Citizens Association. It's a request to you, sir. Tavua for a very long time hasn't got a sewage line. Tavua town and the village, if that can be taken care of. And secondly, we need a new morgue at Tavua Hospital. The last morgue was donated by Tavua JCs when we were the members 35 years ago. And the third is, Tavua town needs a proper bus stand, taxi stand, and carrier stand, if that can be taken care of. Thank you.
Sewage. Anyone here to Sewage Seru? Mr. Soderberg? And can we have the, I believe the Divisional Medical Officer Western is here to answer about the morgue. Can you please stand by?
Thank you very much for the question, sir. Just with respect to the wastewater infrastructure for Tavua, it is part of our water sector strategy. In the upcoming, the 2027-2028 financial year, we will be undertaking the feasibility study to cover the Tavua area. At the moment, the focus is to manage the fecal sludge that is currently inside the wastewater septic tanks that we currently have. The facility for that will be built in Natambua, in Lautoka. In the short term, we will be doing we will have to deal with sludge through removal and cutting across to Natambua. But from the 2027-2028 financial year, we will be doing the feasibility study. I just also want to highlight, before any infrastructure is installed, there is a requirement that we have to undertake land acquisition, which is a significant part of the program itself, along with the detailed design, before we can proceed on to infrastructure implementations. So while there is plans, it's part of our medium-term plans, but fecal sludge management is what we're working on at the moment for the Tavua area.
Mr. Soderberg, can we have the Senior Medical Divisional Officer for the Western Division to answer to the second question, if he's here?
Yep. Yep. Come closer to the mic, ma'am.
West, regarding the morgue issue, it is planned for this financial year, both for Tavua Hospital and Nandari Watu Health Center. Thank you.
So this financial year, what does that mean in this financial year? That means the money...
It means it should be done before the end of July 2026. It's in process.
All right, thanks. Does that answer your question, sir? Yes. Thank you. Next question, please.
First of all, I would like to thank God that you have given us time and effort from everybody to come and sit together and have a discussion. First of all, I would like to welcome our Prime Minister. Honorable Prime Minister, say you are welcome here, and Honorable Ministers. And I'm Mr. Balban Singh. I'm a social worker from last 40 years in Tavua. I look number of organizations, and we are intact with the Sugarcane Growth Council board member. I am also advisory councillor. So, first of all, I would like to thank the government of the day being here with us. And secondly, we would like to thank on behalf of the growers for the cane payment. And thirdly, to reopen our railway line from Ba to Dharam Singh Point. Apart from few inches which we have been drawn, that our mill had been damaged by fire. Farmers on the ground are still facing problem. And our major, we are coping with the Ministry of Sugar is doing well with us, our Sugarcane Growth Council, our Sugar Ministry, our Minister. Till 4 o'clock I was with farmers in Batambau. The machine had been hired by Sugar Ministry to take out the cane over there. So my request is that on behalf of the people of Malele stage 2, 3, Natalevu and Kandavu, where 250 households, more than 257 households, and the population is around about 550. There was a dream of people. I'm having my child, he is having his child.
Sir, can you please,
there was a dream.
What is your question, please? Can you get the question?
My question is there, extension of water lines. Extension of water lines, which is the reservoir is sitting on the border of Malele in Masimasi. The valves are there, the things are not extended. It is not a big project. So we need to look into this. So how long it will take the water department to give water authority water? Because as we have seen, the boreholes are drying now. Small projects are not working. So our request, how long it will take for people to survive there?
Thank you. Can we get that question? Is there? Yeah. Honorable Tusaba.
Thank you. Siu will give the details, but it's will be assessed this year for possible inclusion in the next financial year. CEO or authority, can you provide further details? Thank you.
Honorable Minister, sorry sir, just for your update, we are currently doing the detailed design for the extension for the Malele 2 area, the area that you're specifically referencing. Just want to also highlight, as part of the works to provide water supply to your area, there is also need to upgrade the Nasivi raw water intake as well as the Vatukola Vatukola water treatment plant in order for both infrastructure to have enough capacity to provide water up here. But in terms of the detailed design that is going on, we expect to wrap that up before the end of this year, so it will be available for us to put into the new financial year for financing and implementation, sir. Nasa.
So in other words, next budget? Next budget. Thank you. Do you really have something quickly, another question?
Yeah, I have another question is there. How long it will take the government of the day to seal the road from Korobau end to Balata School, where 6 schools are involved? 40,000 tons of cane had been delivered from that road. More than 5,000 people are using that road. When there is flood, that road is stuck up. We don't have any hospitals there. If anybody gets sick, we are nowhere to go. It had been long standing thing we have given to the government of the day, but till today, nothing had been done. And another Tahsil in Malele, where 2 buses are running on that road, and more than 6,000-7,000 of tons are can been delivered to that road. That sealing haven't been not done till today.
Is it
Thank
the
you.
same road? Okay, I think you've stated your question. Now we'll have to.
Question is answered specifically, as I already mentioned, this government has reorganized. And the FRA work is also complemented by the re-establishment of public works. So as we move forward, we want to cover everything. But the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance has allocated the biggest budget to the ministry, including the 4 entities, which is 800 million. Eh? So next year we might get 1 billion. But you know, the roads is something which is close to our heart. We want to develop all the roads. But as I said, it needs to be prioritized, and the financial planning part is also very important. And that is why, at the base, as a base document, we are doing a national roads plan, which will have all the infrastructure needs outlined there, and the financing and the implementation plans. Once we have that, then you know, we move forward in a structured and rational manner. From the last government till now, I mean, I don't want to blame the last government, but things had been ad hoc. Eh? But we are working hard on having those in place. But at the moment, whatever budget we're receiving, we definitely will be addressing all the needs which are put up to us. Thank you.
Turang Minister, just to answer your question, Balata Flat, it's in this current financial year. Work should start by next week. Eh? And for Malele, once the team finish off from Lolom Road, they'll come and tend to Malele Texin Hill.
Thank you. Again, I'd just like to say, thank you for speaking passionately about your communities. And I know I don't like to use the word press for time, but thank you for taking the time to convey your views and to highlight how important your community is and the challenges that they're facing, and why it's very challenging for us that, so many years after independence, that we're facing a lot of neglected roads. And this government can blame previous government, but the responsibility is now that they must come up with a plan to ensure that you are all taken care of, and the process that needs to be followed. So thank you for that. Now to the next question.
Valamina Prime Minister and Cabinet Ministers. I'm David Teralulu. I'm the chair of Land On Unit, then old Tavua Town, right to Vatukula. First of all, I want to add on to Mr. Singh's comment about waterways. At this moment, Honorable Minister, Tavua Hospital, they discharging all the dirt to the Nasivi River. And this has affected the village members that are using the same river down to the sea. If you can look into that one, or you make a stop order for them to stop wasting Nasivi River. Okay, let's go on to my subject, Honorable Ministers. We have a big project. They came 4 years ago. It's called Vatia City. And I'm one of the directors. Until today, I must say here that TLTB has not done anything at all. And the Tavua villages, we're waiting for that project because it'll create a lot of employment. As they always say that when the government can do it, the landowners can. When they get investors and employ people. So we have the courage to do that. Up till now, we had so many meetings in the village. We have completed all the legal process by letting the members to sign 60%. And we have about 4 matangalis. We've done all the process. And I tell you, TLTB is not doing anything at all. And it's been 4 years now.
Thank you. Can we just answer those 2 questions first? Any relevant government ministry? On the sewerage, I believe Tavua Hospital.
Yes, definitely we will look into that in terms of the discharge into the Nasivi River and the waste management. The WEF staff are noting that, and we will follow up on that immediately from tomorrow.
Is that normal for the discharge from the hospital to be discharged into the Nasivi River? I
No,
mean, how long has
no.
this been going on for?
No, no, that's any discharge is covered by the environmental legislation. So we will look into that. Thank you.
Please, the people use the Nasivi River, I understand,
Yes.
for fishing and livelihoods.
Yes.
So, Seru, can you please? Mike.
Thank you. So with respect to discharge into the local environment, there are legislations in place that actually govern that space, and discharging into the environment of wastewater is not allowed. So we will look into the concerns that you are noting that the hospital, if they're discharging wastewater, there should be a septic tank available for the discharge of said waste. So as reiterated by the Honorable Minister, we will have the team across tomorrow to check on the discharge being referred to. Vanessa.
Will we have someone from Ministry of Health to also give us an answer to that?
Good evening again, Dr. Renita. There is no direct discharge of any sewage from Tavua Hospital. We have our own sewage system. As per clinical waste, there is a different protocol altogether. So I can confirm there is no direct discharge of sewage to any river for Tavua Hospital. Thank you.
Thank you. That was reassuring. That was an alarming news to get verified. Now, on the Vitia city, is there anyone from government who can respond to that? TLTB? While we're waiting for someone to come and answer that question, do you have one more question?
I will. Okay, while all the interest of people here is directed to Votukola, I must say here that the previous government made a big mistake about the payment of royalty. I have evidence to prove that Vatukolo or Goldman was sold by my great-great-grandfather, Tavua then. Those people in the Soma, they're not registered under any village under Bar Provincial. They settle there for employment. We are the landowners, and the royalty payment is done to them. That's the mistake done by Mr. Mbani Marama. I wish to tell you, if you can clarify, as who's supposed to be paid for the royalty payment.
I think that's a sensitive issue that needs to be dealt by the TLTB. If there's someone from the TLTB here, please come forward. We do not want to litigate any of these matters here, but given that both parties are here, but maybe TLTB can advise on the process. Thank you.
Naga, just in regards to Vati City, I believe indeed we have carried out so many consultations, but once we carried out consultation in the weekend or during the week, when we returned to Suba, the other faction that came up complaining about our other family members. We don't want to disclose that here, but there's something that we are trying to resolve before we finalize the development for Vati City. Hope that answers the questions.
Thank you. Can we move on can we have the next question? Mr. Lulu, we can get you on the next round, please. Give another person an opportunity.
Bulabinaka. My name is Tombia Seru. I work for Votukola Gold Mines Limited. This is just a request. Previous select committees have come around, and there is one issue that we constantly re-raise, and that is if the government of the day could review the Explosive Act. The issue here is the penalties that we have in the current Act now, compared to the economic value of the explosives that are here now. It's $100, but when you look at the repercussion of what the explosive does, it's very dangerous. That's why it's called dangerous goods, and even classifications have been put onto explosives. The second question is if we could also consider people with disabilities within the community. We do not have designed vehicles or machineries to take a patient that is bedridden from home, even though the hospitals are going in. Thank them very much. But could we have motor vehicles that that could also cater for people with disabilities. The third question, last question is this, sir. When we look at the current situation that we have, the news that we have about drugs, but when we look at the exposure level of our Fiji police officers, when they attend to cases, the exposure level is high, the level of risk also is high, but when we look at the hierarchy of controls to minimize the threat, it's not there. Our officers are ill-equipped. When they attend to a situation where there is a drug, a person that guards the drug, when a police officer comes, the level of risk is high. It's either they can decapitate the police officer, even threat to kill, because of the demand is there. I request if we could also consider our police officers, when they attend to such cases, if they could be fully equipped to cater and also minimize or eliminate the exposure levels that they are exposed to. Thank you very much.
Can we have someone from the Ministry of Mineral Resources to address the first question, which was on Explosive Act?
I think someone from the Lands was here.
From Lands.
Thank you. With regards to the Explosives Act, I think that's a valid question. The law that covers the explosives and also fireworks, we're intending to also review this as part of the review of the Mining Act. Mining Act is currently being reviewed at the moment. We're hoping to get this through to Cabinet by the third quarter of this financial year. With that, will we have a better understanding of the review of the Explosive Act as well?
Minister for Leader.
Thank you. I will be able to answer the issue about disabilities. There's someone from LTA that is here that can explain on the laws to do with the transportation of people with disabilities. But just to update us all, as you know, all people living with disabilities are entitled to a transport allowance, which has previously used to be limited to your bus card, so you had to use it only on buses. But now it is being converted into a cash top-up. It is a cash allowance now that is given to all those that qualify as a person living with disabilities in the Ministry for Disabilities, Ministry for Women. So you can use whichever mode of transport through that disability allowance to travel. That can be the minibus, the taxi, any form of transport that would be suitable for you to be transported in if you need an emergency or if you need to be transported from A to B. So that is what the cash allowance is for. It's not for your families to use. It's not for someone else to use. It is for you to use for your purposes to be able to be transported, whether you are well or whether you are unwell. And of course, this is in the current budget year, $18.5 million has been allocated for the allowance for persons living with disability, including that transport allowance. So please, family members, please ensure that money is used for our people with disabilities for their transport needs, not for anything else. So if LTA would like to perhaps just give more information about the laws to do with transport to do with people with disabilities. Thank you.
Yeah, Honorable Prime Minister and the Minister, just for the question, yes, LTA is currently conducting a study on the equitable access for most vulnerable in our societies, and this study is part of our current financial year project, and once this is completed with our overseas partners, especially World Bank, who is partnering with us on this project, we will be conducting awareness and also with our members of the society so that they can have access to any mode of public transport, whether it's taxis, minibuses, or buses. Thank you.
Yeah, we have a A question as well about the police force. How are we going to equip them? We have Fiji Police Force at the back there. Deputy Police Commissioner here.
Thank you. Through the Honorable Prime Minister, this is your Acting Commissioner, Aprosa Lutunaunga. Thank you for the concern and the questions that you have raised. It is indeed was an issue, but we are thanking the government for the current budgetary year that they have assisted us in the, we have a program that is in place. One, to protect our officers. That is called an officer safety program, where it is been currently held in Suva, and it has been moved up to the north. Once they completed the training, they are issued with non-lethal weapons, and this is in the form of the spray, so that they could protect themselves once they're out there in the drugs. And at the same time, we are reviewing the Police Act, which empowers us to use the arms, especially to protect our officers. But as far as our health concerns, as far as being exposed to the drugs, the Fiji Police Force is currently looking through our processes and our systems and our protective clothing, especially when we are out there into the fields to uproot the green drugs. Just last week, for Tavua alone, the 1,000 plants was being uprooted from the hills. And that is an issue that we are currently going through, but we are definitely working on it and trying to protect and build in the protective clothing, which is our new code of uniform that we are now being endorsed by the current commissioner, and we will be able to push that out to the division to be able to protect themselves. Thank you.
Well, there, Mr. Lutunonga, can you just give an assessment of drugs in Tavua?
Thank you.
Is it still green, or is there ice and white stuff coming here now? Because it's spreading quite.
Okay, thank you. Before I answer that, please allow me to give an overview of the police services in Tavua. In Tavua Policing District, it consists of 298 square kilometers, which includes 6 villages, 12 schools, 438 cane farms, with a population of 45,000. Our capability in the force, we have a total manpower of 83, and this includes 2 police stations, Nabua, Tavua, and Vatukola. Also includes 2 community posts, which is Lausa and Nandaribatu. This is the area that we are looking at and being responsible for, and that is the context that I would like us. But once again, I would like to thank the people of Tavua, or the district of Tavua, for one of the districts all over Fiji to register the lowest crime rate, with only 71 cases this year, as we speak, as of now. So that in itself is the biggest achievement. We have 64 community crime prevention committees that are in place. So as far as drugs is concerned, it is here, but not in big amount. The last time methamphetamine was found here was 2 years ago. The 4 kg was being found at the post office with a total street value of 1.3 million. And of course, the 1,000 plants that have been uprooted. In that case, the methamphetamine is in the magistrate court now. It is being processed. That is the only big case of methamphetamine in Tavua. Otherwise, it's green, but it's in Nandaribatu and it's in Lumbu. So 1,000 plants with a street value of 3.2 million. And those are the 3.2 million, 1,000 plants that your police force has prevented entering the public space to be consumed by the people. Thank you very much.
Deputy Commissioner, we will now take the next question.
The Honorable Prime Minister, the Honorable Ministers, Valabina. My name is Seni Rosimbevu. I'm from Lakiamba in Lao, but a citizen at Tavua now. I've been here for 4 years as a farmer, but I'm a naturopath by profession. I've built a clinic, naturopath and natural therapy clinic up at my farm, up in the highland of Tavua, that is through the Matalevu Road and the Kukunireo Loop. That is where I come from at the moment. My first question, first before I do my 3 questions, I would like to thank the current government. Last week, they've started with our farm road through the initiative of your minister, Mr. Nditoka. Thank you so much, from the Ministry of Rural Development. He was our first customer this year at our detox and herbal therapy up at Matalevu Road. And we are sad that he tried his best to bring his PS, but it took us 3 times to try and get him, but we couldn't. And RIP to the PS of Rural Development. Thank you so much for the road. It's currently going on. And my first question, who will sign it off? Because it hasn't been finished, and thank you to the DO Tavua for assisting us too, plus the Commissioner West. And who will sign it off? There are a few things we find that will damage the road again once there'll be a heavy rain. In Tavua, where we are, and the whole of Tavua, if I'm right to other farmers, it's 6 months of rainfall and 6 months of dry weather. And as you come through the western side, you'll be greeted by burnings up the hills. And my first question is the burning. I've been here for 4 years, and 4 years of replacing 800 meters of my water pipe. I gathered my pipe up from the mountain of Kukunirewa mountain hills, and then we pipe it down to 3,000 liters water tank that we provided by myself and my husband and the 5 houses communities that we are providing the water to them too. And hopefully through the initiative of the NFP, they will provide us with groundwater. So there can be another addition of 5 other families that we can provide, since I'm the last farmer up on the hill, and I'm right on top near the sun. And from Lakemba to up to this mountain sunshine, it's quite a challenge. Sir, burning, please. I've heard that the Ministry of Sugar is going to provide a drone. We have people up there too, from farmers. If you can provide us with a drone from your ministry, we can help the police to look after whoever is burning there, to help us in buying water pipes, 800 meters of water pipes every year. And number 2, since we are far from the town, there's no electricity that reaches us up there. 4 years of doing the therapy with the public, they're coming up in the Dragged Road. We've been using generator, and lucky the generator is still surviving. It's a 4th year now. I hope it's going to continue surviving. But thanks to Mr. Taito, who came to my request. I saw him in Lakemba, so I asked him to come and check us, because he's from Lakemba too. And he said they're only providing 300 watts, which only can, for lights only, for home lights. But he managed to give us 1 set to use. But with the machines I'm using, I couldn't do much with that 300 watts.
All right. So can we have the Minister for Sugar Industry to tell us if he's willing to go assist with the drones to work with the burning? Maybe the Fiji Police Force as well can.
Thank you very much, Madam. Unfortunately, the drones that have been received by the Honourable Prime Minister on his last trip to India, that was specifically designed for sugarcane and vegetable cane farming, vegetable farming. In the next round, perhaps the Honourable Prime Minister can request the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, to look at supplying the drones which has cameras, which can identify. This particular drone, as I said, is only a chemical sprayer. So definitely we'll take a note of that, and when the Minister for Policing comes in, we'll mention to him to get some drones for your purpose.
Can I go on from there? With my first year here, I found drones been going around up my mountains from the police. I think that is for the marijuanas, but there's no more marijuana now. We are more civilized up there.
We'll try and get your second question answered by the Fiji Roads Authority, maybe the timeline. Oh, the electricity, yeah. The roads as well.
My apologies. Is your question regarding farm roads?
Yes. Just a sign off of farm roads. I haven't asked Dio Tavua and Commissioner West.
Whoever is constructing the road, they need to sign it off and hand it over to government, for government to maintain the road.
Sorry. Why I'm asking is we want to retain that road for as long as it can. That's why I'm asking who is signing it off. So, and the neighborhood is looking forward to maintain the road by themselves.
So this is Kukunirea Road?
Kukunirewa Road, but not the loop road. It's going up to where the herbal therapy clinic is.
The Ministry DO in Rural Development. And the second part of it, as already mentioned, we will look into it, Fiji Roads Authority, in terms of the additional work needed. The drainage and also the crossing there, which we had looked into last year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And my mountain health and wellness retreat are looking forward to the public of Tavua and neighboring, plus the ministers and the PS. Please do come before you really have to go bedridden. We want you to be healthy and strong. Come up and visit my health retreat and wellness farm. If you want to check my business card, I'm on Facebook as Rosimbebu. You can message me, or you can go on Facebook Business Heaven on Earth Natural Blends. Vinaka.
Well done. Naka. Moving on, we have another question.
Honorable Prime Minister, Sitiveni Rabuka, Honorable Singh, the Minister for Sugar, Honorable Tambuya, Minister for Information, likewise Minister for Infrastructure, Honorable Tuisabau, government delegations, and ladies and gentlemen. My name is William Ralulu, and I'm here on behalf of our Matangali Tilibusewa regarding the land Vatukola, known as legally CG 1144 Toba Toba, bracket, back block. So many governments, so many talk has gone. In 2015, our then Speaker, Ratu Apeli Nailatikau, commissioned a committee to look into the owners, the research of the owners of Vatukola. The result, if you look at paper number 16 of 2016, you'll realize that the committee that was set up, they received about 8 petitions from people around here, Naitasiri and Ra as well. In 2016, all the committees, all these petitions was dismissed as lack of integrity. Then after that, we lodged our documents regarding Vatukola, knowing there's no one else out there who can come with credible information and documents to establish or stake their claim on this land, CG 1144, Toba Toba, bracket, back block. So yes, that finding sort of closed off the claims from people who were invited by government to submit their documents. When our People's Alliance Party, I said our because I'm a member, we met Honorable Minister Wasarong at his office in May of 2023. Minister Wasarongo and members of his staff from the Mineral Resources Department. We spoke, and the minister told me, your petitions or applications for royalty compensation for Vatukoula is all good. No question. My staff are here. We've been doing research for the last couple of years. We've been through that committee that was set up by the speaker then, Ratu Apeli. All that has been cleared. Now Tilibasi will pop up with his petition. The minister said, Honorable Bosarama told me, all is good, the files are here. All I need is a letter. Just go down to the Itoke Lands and Fisheries Commission and get a letter from there, because before freehold, this was native land. We need a letter from them confirming who actually owned this land. I went on the same day and met the chairman then. The chairman told me, Mata, we started in 1935, TLTB in 1940. That land you're talking about was sold about 100 years earlier. We don't have much in terms of archives of freehold lands. We have native lands. You flick through the pages of our documents, you notice that documents that I have brought from the Fiji National Archives, stamped as a region of the FNA, he said, this is the original. Whatever it says, that's it. Outside the FNA, I don't think so anybody has anything else. This is government. This is government's archive. We, Native Land Archives. I went back to the minister, actually sent him an email notifying him of my meeting with the then chairman. So from 2023 till last year, September, I forwarded a letter to, no response, so I forwarded a letter to Honorable Prime Minister about where are we on this issue. We have been assured that this is this. And there is no answer till now. Honorable Prime Minister, royalty compensation, that door is already open, and there are a group of people already receiving. How about us, the owner of Vatukoula, 7,549 acres, according to the title? Are we going to be sitting around, waiting, wondering, thinking, when is this going to come? I know my Matangali always gave me a call and said, what is happening to our thing? What is happening? Yes, sir.
Can we get the Prime Minister to respond? I think you've taken some time to tell you what has happened, and sir, can you get the lands? I think the issue is about the royalties and the correct documentation that defines who gets it. Please.
Lands?
Thank you. Thank you. Through the Honourable Prime Ministers and the Honourable Ministers, with regards to the royalty at Vatukoula, what the gentlemen have said is what we are currently facing at the moment. The only royalty that is paid at the moment are paid to the Nasomo landowners. This is the portion of land that was bought by a group of men, or they form they reside at the Nasomo part of the Vatukoula freehold, and that has been validated. So they are now receiving the royalty of all the minerals that are extracted from that portion of land. The rest of the royalty within the Votukola freehold goes back to the freehold landowner, which is Votukola Gold Mine himself. With regards to the claim that I mentioned, the department does not have any legal authority at the moment to execute or to pay that royalty because we don't have the land claims or to be validated under a legal framework. So for the freehold land in Votukola, once that is confirmed by law, then they probably will receive. But at the moment, it's paid to the current legislated freehold owner. Thank you.
We've heard a few times now the issue of the royalties in Votukola from some of the landowners, and so there seems to be two claims. What you're saying is the case closed, or is there any other avenue, or that's it, the archives has decided it?
Okay, what we have at the moment is that the Nasoma landowners, that portion of land, they are receiving the mineral royalty for that. The other freehold portion of where Votukola is located, it goes back to the current freehold owner at the moment. Nothing has changed, so that's the status quo at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes, I just want to correct, because the Act says native owners, not freehold owners, as far as compensation is concerned. Not freehold owners, native owners. Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe an opportunity to discuss that further after the town hall. Can we have the next question, please, Vanaka?
Good evening, all. I'm Neil Narayan from Bhatia, Tavua. Our area has been without electricity and mobile network since I was born. Still the same. There's no electricity there. So humbly requesting the government of the day to help us.
What's the area?
Bhatia, Tavua.
EFL?
The project was on, then after that nothing has been done.
Yeah. Is EFL in the house? Yes. Thank you. Sorry, it's Department of Energy, correct?
Just answering the question, yes, for Tavua, there are a few projects that are currently in progress. Maybe for Bhatia, if it's already been surveyed, then that will be programmed in the next financial year. You can provide me with your details. I got a list of quotations that are already been surveyed by EFL and which still awaiting budget allocation.
Please provide your details after the town hall. Thank you. Oh, through the Director of Energy. Thank you.
Dong bula binaka na ngola manat na bani matintu. Well, my question today is something similar to what has been asked by our previous member of the public. This is concerning Votukola itself, the real landowners for Votukola. Well, I do believe that way back during the previous government, they had a town assessment as it is being done today. It was being held in Tavua. And there was an old gentleman back then. He did said something. And then there were government delegates who had followed him to wherever he had come from. Those government delegates that were here on that time back then was Colonel Kursinga. And he must have sent some of his government delegates to go and meet that old man. The old man had everything that everyone is after today. I hope during the government transition, before Mr. Rambuka came into office, whatever had transpired back then had been handed over to the current government. So what I'm actually saying today is this. Is there some form of transparency? If the government speaks of transparency and accountability, could the government be transparent on that, please?
Vinaka. Lens, again. Representative from the Ministry of Lands. There's a lot of issues about land happening now. I think the issue that's one is about the transparency and the
Mike, thank you. Yes, I just want to validate the gentleman's sentiments about the fact that, yes, there was a parliamentary committee, standing committee that came through and did consultations. And yes, there were members of the Matangali as well as members of the government present. And I think there was some claim at the time that some of the land was transferred back to the state. But I think the lands department is clarifying that there wasn't. They're all still freehold. If I could just, because if it was part of the state, we could do something. But if they're still freehold, the land, the law is clear. Eh? So I'll just ask the gentleman to explain it again, please, Vinak.
Honorable Ministers, probably to generally explain on the process, because I guess the question that is before us is something to do with land claims. Yes, Minister, you've rightfully explained by law. You will need something that will need further study and something that needs to be passed by cabinet. Something that needs to be passed by cabinet before we can start to do any sort of reversion. But as it is, we will still stay with the status quo.
There's no new policy on it. You stick to the legislation that's available.
By law, all land reversion will need to be approved by cabinet.
Naka. Next question. Would you like to say something to that before you go?
Well, I do so. Just to elaborate a little further on this issue, I do believe that the guy whom the government delegates back then they went and spoke to, he's still working. He's working serving the government too. But the thing is, he doesn't have the guts to come and speak openly about this. You know?
Yeah.
Furthermore, to this deliberation, I would like the government if somehow, if the government could relax the divulging of confidential information. Why I said this? Because sometimes, if you work for the government, you know there's a truth, it's there, the truth is there. You won't be able to tell the truth to your very own family who are coming after the truth.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for raising that. Now that you've talked about transparency and since the ministers and the Honorable Prime Ministers have made assurances, we'll just ask a question to the Minister for Information. Minister, for Town Hall transparency, will your ministry publish ministerial answers and action trackers? Will your ministry publish ministerial answers and action trackers after this Town Hall?
Thank you. Yes, I believe it is the right thing to do. I believe we all have our staff here who are taking notes and how we can do that follow-up. About the sentiments of the gentleman who's just mentioned, yes, it is, I believe, a family issue. It is a Matangali issue and something that he has kindly not mentioned the person's name. But please know, if it was something that could be in the government's control, like if it was state land, we could do something. But freehold land, and this is something we face across the country, it is the law and it's in the Constitution. It cannot be alienated once it becomes freehold. That's the law. That's something we cannot touch unless the Constitution is changed. But it is guaranteed in the Constitution. It's different for native land, different for state land. But when it comes to freehold land, that is something that cannot be alienated, that is constitutional, because we have to deal with the freehold landowner. Eh? So unless it's changed in the Constitution, it might be something you bring up in the constitutional review as well, that we are currently undertaking. Vinakavaleu.
The Minister will take the next question.
Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers, good evening to you also. My first question is regarding to the Minister of Infrastructure for the Tavua town road marking and the signs. I'm Dharmendra Raj. I'm a businessman and a director for driving school in Tavua. There has been no stop sign we have got only one intersection in Tavua. There is no stop sign there, and we had experienced numerous accidents there, just next to the Pacific Feed. And I have highlighted to Town Council. Town Council is a FRS job, and to LTA too. I hope a stop sign. There's a very small stop sign from both sides. It's not put in there for safety purpose. And we have seen there is no road marking at Chopin Safe. There's a busy place, the bus stand, there is no road marking. And the second question is to the police unit. In 2023, 6 August 2023, we formed an organization here, Tavua Sanatan. And we were having a meeting at Belata College, and where a police officer from Tavua, Mr. Sinal Chan, with his father, came to forcefully stop the meeting without any invitation or being a member of that group of the organization, Sanatan Dharam. And later, what they did, they were using police powers and to disturb the meetings. We had to, more than 24 of people, we have to step down and give way. And what happened? The national president, who is also a school teacher from Nukulwa College, Mr. Dhinendra Anand, he was present convening the meeting. The person who were not registered, irrespective of not breach of constitution.
Here to defend themselves.
Okay.
So just stick it to the general question, without naming people and incidents. We don't want to be charged by somebody for defamation or anything like that. So can we get your answers? I think a great point about road markings, FRA and maybe LTA as well. I think a very important point you've made about that.
Nimbulo Benaka, for your query regarding road marking signs, it's currently in your periodic program. If I may get your contact so we can log your request in our system so we can track it.
But can I ask, how is that allowed that those signs don't exist? They do exist or don't exist? The markings are not existing.
The signboard.
Yes, it's in our periodic program, but some of our signs do get damaged over time. So we have to go back and replace them as and when it has been raised up or picked up by the team. Yeah? Yeah, if I can get the exact details, then I can come back to him. Yeah.
Thanks. Liz there to...
Okay, noted. I'll get in touch with him. The second question which I raised was regarding the conduct of police officers.
Police officers, Mr. Lutununga.
I suppose Mr. Sinal Chan was later counseled and given marching orders by the commissioner, and he was now being transferred to Ba. I think, he is still interfering in the same organization.
Okay, thank you. We'll get the Deputy Police Commissioner to respond.
Also, adding to that, there was more than 700 plus money collected by Mr. Sinal Chan in 2023 by a prominent businessman in Batukola, plus some
Thank you,
donation.
sir. I think you've made your point. We'll
was
get the
also not
police to
accounted.
respond to it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your concern that you have raised the issue today. Please let me assure you that the officer that you are referring to is currently being investigated by our internal affairs department. We have systems and processes in place for any officers that go against the conduct of the organization. Let me assure you, at the end of today's briefing, I will sit with you and I will bring you the feedback of that particular case. But be assured, he is being investigated, and we will continue to go down that process to find out the truth. And if he is found, he will be processed just like any other citizen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. The last question I have got, the same question I raised 2 months
Next
back.
question, please. That's enough from you. Can we get the next person, please? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we'll come in another round, please. Can we get the next question? You've asked 2 questions. Thanks.
Boleh binakasaka na ilusa ka matiad tu. Wati kim dosa ka na buni minista. Au may barta ka tinga ni kito chungo bi kana tokan. May barta ka tinga may barta sa ka tinga na minista sa kan transport. May balita na pilit. Kito sa bidang namba kito ndai betul ibana lori ni nandatu na ka India. Ya kitu babini bina kan kitu sing itu betul-betul kami kitu angola kan anom ni bola-bola. Biar taruh sa katinga na ngano tapos sa na renintola na pilit ni taxi ka lakoba tau tarong katinga boleh na nunggu application ni elem beki mamina bito sa kitu ni Tavua melako ni ragi-ragi. Au sa apply takatiko nang ng palabu nunggu sangat cukup may undur reptel tunga na elem. Babi tanong ko apply ito ko reject ko may balilib. O sin kala ang balit na daba. O to bela na town to town. O lito bela tali na rural to town. Nung ano ko si reject nga may. Kau kerasa mo naman ipibuke. Na nandun bulat kami sota pati kaya kami bulat tunganan raiba. Kabida kami mami ko kami raiba tu na lori. Yo kami kerasa ko na pilit na singani ko binaka.
Believe the question is on taxi licenses? Taxi registration?
Taxi permit and ILM permit.
And the requirements, please.
Thank you. I'll start off, then LT will continue. In general, the taxi permits will be opened soon. Most probably within a month or a month and a half. Everything will be publicized in terms of the requirements, etc. Sumbusingan mo taro na balebu, membalat juga na permit ni taxi $9 chiko. Bakasa varete ko tiko na moniti ko na moni base. Lebu be kemina itu keningel ni sapa via base juga na meninggal. Ron ni base na meninggal yo meti ko na bibandu ni matanggal. Na yabusa wata talanga kina na mendon na talanga na bibandunu isi na ibola mai na bol ni asana na bika kedo ko binakati mo apply ta na taxi sana rutuna kedi bagatugan na LT ortuna bitar tarchunga ni bikemni nangai ngole talchunga mai na bibakara ramataki membalate chuna vikaso ngandrebi watake nanguni sala memuri nandona ngona chungoi matanda tuwe yo nangai kadi bekani membalate chuna numu permit ko apply ta chugo o bambu tana hayam bekai nangai pamadalaki no nitu matana LTA yo wa rambile butala na taxi endo luri pambimbi talanga na liuni bono ratigo na bono ya na watake na levo ni ngangan reti weke ambaleta na taxi na minibus ya sanga nindu nga apply sole ni boy baleta na kana bimbitu ka me kuni bakalanga na business ra diti weke me rani biro rotunga na levo ni buno watake na permit endo sole ke keria se minibus se taxi. Ona sulle matang ko i LT santur bega se i sarutan apa madala?
Sa balita nunggu sa matatabi na kana taxi. Balita nga na LM. Apre reject ko may balilibu orto balita ka ko may ni bola ka chuki tao. Yun na nunggu base sa sulat ko orto i balilibu. Bola ka chen lo mani korra ka chuki mi tao. Balati kimay na sasangat ko nang wali sang wali mo orto imba Tavua sang ibuchung ko Tavua ragi-ragi. Yo si apply taket tu ber tu tung cukup ni reject cukup. Kalau kau nak account celo bedi dia kau apa? Na balik na application ya.
Ini cuma dorong ke vital natal mengai rani lore na application dapat na saat tiga na batekan na kenapa madal. Usa sudah mendang ko bi retonel team ya pa madal barang bi lebu. Benak.
Ya, penawali bu terang na minista ya. Musuh mengabali kalau kanum nitar. Sebuah kuria pandangan na iba madal sara iba madal takau cina turangan na minista. Membalik tanah taxi permit. Nina rongo da cukup na bulome isa apa istaki oti parliament na kena visa una lawa. Kena visa umai iba na open taxi rank system. Mesale super na base and stand. Na lomani mada oro sa uci talangar tu sanda bikin na cabinet. Sa dakatalikin na sotal na kena lawa iko bojuku. Menanggai wandita kan isa nalisumai na regulation ni taxi base wata kena taxi stand sana uti RS sana open taxi rank system kana approval wata talembang aya korapa madal ta cukuna turanga minista sa cuku telanga kina na itu butu ni sembera ni dola ena la kumena bi barara manta ki bikim ni na leni bonwa mena ba madal ta ki bikim ni na itu butu ba sana ka mena barau ta ki nora ka mbi cuku ka na kena na ka membaleta na nomni taxi stand kaya kani via apply mana bi kor mesa andur kina nom do songo ndo ngana mbose ba kor medaka ndo maina miniti ni mbose me bara utaki sa chugundo na nitu MOU bate kertu na to ke Facebook na no mundo na miniti ni mbose ngame na koroya kau be roko tui na support letter so le roko tui ya sa approval ni setup ni ndo na taxi stand maina kor kana karua kaya kani chuko nangele sandun kan karua ke bakani apply tanga mai na taxi stand wenan dua nangele cukup na angele lista ki na TLTB sa cukup telangani tu MOU bati kerto na TLTB nomoni bola ni lisi bati kan on to support letter mai TLTB sa bandi tak me mesa na setup na nomoni lisi ana dona taxi stand kwa sanange ko mai bekitu na LTA kitu sanangele plot tak bena ni tukani GIS system sana mape Mena lora ina bibonoa ke de korasana setup kina na bi taxi stand. Ngomero ni bukianga na nondale subena base bate kena taxi stand. Na ibolanga mai bi TLTB sa kosaranga na bi bando ni me setup na nominilis. Kena katul ni waswa se tiku membale tirtu na nangele tu kini bena matentu sena state land. Kamni na kutanga me na bonani bi operate kina ya kau mai na support letter bi director ni lens. Sa suliang amen na nortu bitoko ni mesa na setup ndo mbe kana puno bina kauru ni barita ka cukup itamabua volle ka na valimbula itamabua cukup kan ndo ndela na text ngele a cukup bana ngele ba matentu ko ngame na nortu concern na bitoko ni na director of lands kito saru ni mai plota ka sa setup kana text system ya vale ka leka na setup ni text system ni na loma ni ndur na bulan November kina December Kita usah nalaku abo kina biasa ibiti. Mena ba matala taki kina na proses, wate kina checklist ni apply taki ni taxi permit. Na kira kina mo ni na chiku kedi kina kitu nalaku mena bitau ni kedi. Tavua, raki-raki. Ya saya sebara wili kina ortu me bonoliu. Ena teku bu mena rural. Ndona kami na matata biki ni na teku bu kitu mena rural. Ni semera ni ngole mena urban eh. Ko me kaya membaleta na nomini bini bas maka sarabarta na turangan na minista. Runi ucu bendangan ko tu reda batai na nomini pepa kedi cunggur. Meke tu reda bati kertu na no itu timir tu cunggo melutoka. Tunggu vital no takai. Sabi na value.
So the chairman has asked me to translate, to interpret. They didn't have an interpreter, so they need to pay me. Anyway, so in summary, the taxi permit application has gone through the various stages, and it will be opening the timeline. We will announce it, because it's not a simple matter, because it will be changing from open rank to base. But what I'd like to emphasize is that it will not be purely base, because some bases where it is assessed to be high demand, that there will be some element of open rank there. So the next step is looking into the regulations and ensuring this aligned, and then there will be further community consultations to enlighten the community about the process. And also, as already explained, there will be a process regarding the basis, the requirements, which will be publicized throughout. And the last important point is that the taxi permits will not be dished out willy-nilly, because the LT has already made an assessment of the needs assessment. So there will be quotas for specific sectors based on the survey of the needs, transport needs in that area. And the other thing we have to keep in mind, whatever PSV or public service vehicle permit is issued must not undermine the current public service vehicle transport system or the current operators. For example, the bus service in that area. Thank you very much.
Minister will go into the next question.
The Honorable Prime Minister and the Member of other Parliaments, I would like to just take this opportunity to welcome you to our small town, sir. And also I would like to thank our Assistant Minister of Justice, who has been frequently visiting our remote areas to address our grievances and grievances from our people. Now, I would like to take opportunity to just have one first question regarding our appointment of JPs, where we had an application from mostly people from remote areas, where 5 applications are pending. So I would like to know when the appointment will be done, so that the services could be provided to the people in remote areas. And the second question is that 2 bridges which has washed away 10 years ago during Cyclone Winston in Nandale Road. That bridge, normally the students travel daily basis, about 100, more than 100 students travel daily basis. And what happens during rainy season, sir? What happens? The bridges, they wash the house, and the FRA, what they do, they get the contractors and they put the gravel on. So it has been going for 10 years. In 10 years, I can guarantee we would have built more than 5 or 6 bridges like that, sir. So I'm asking to the coalition government if we can look into that as well, sir. Hello, the third question is regarding...
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Hirdes, Advisory Councillor. Now, in terms of JP application, we have forms in all our Ministry of Justice offices in our local towns. So if you need to apply, you are all most welcome to apply. It will go through the process, and then if you're selected, you will go through an interview, and then normally for the ones that are already in our office, I can confirm, Mr. Hirdes, that we have received your applications, the 5 of you from Tavua, that will undergo the process, and an interview will be conducted shortly. And probably by January next year, there will be a sworn-in ceremony for the new JPs. I understand that there is a lot of problems in the interior, and the Ministry of Justice would like the members of the community to apply. We encourage outstanding community leaders, outstanding community members, you apply to help our people in the interior and also in our local towns. So for this financial year, from last year to this year, we had received 6 million. For the new financial year, it has gone up to 9.3 million, the Ministry of Justice. So it has increased significantly. For the first time, Justice of Peace are receiving $100 allowance monthly. So we have seen the emphasis that this government has put on these JP services, and I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the ongoing
JP who are already on the ground doing a very good work, remarkable work, and I encourage more to apply.
I think I'll ask Rose to answer on the bridge.
Ni Bulobinaka. I believe you're referring to the crossing before Nandele Koro. That crossing is currently in our current financial year for a new crossing. So, Naka.
Thank you. Can we have the next question, please?
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister and the team. I must mention first and thank you again. Tavua has always been neglected, always, although we contribute a lot to the economy. During COVID, the only two industries that were going and supporting the country was mining and water. Thank you once again. To add to that note, you will note, I would like to also highlight, in case you are not aware, we have been neglected in terms of representation of offices such as FNPF, FRCS, Ministry of Lands, TLTB, those are to name a few. Fiji Development Bank. I do not have any question, but just to request for some assistance for Tavua. We are only relying on two industries, that's gold and water. And there are a lot of prospects here. These two industries goes down, Tavua is finished. It happened once when the mine closed. So we are requesting to upgrade and if possible, Tahsil the Nandari Watu Road. There's huge prospects. The weather is same as New Zealand weather. We can grow carrots, a lot of things we can do, lettuce and all. So that will substitute our import. Okay? Secondly is revival of, we have 12,000 acres, Yangara pastoral, unutilized. This can be a very good tourism site. Third is the Vatia off, is very deep, same as Lotoka off. We can bet large ships. So probably if there's a possibility working with the owners to repair the wharf so that the road uses can be decreased.
Thank you for that, for those questions. Honorable Prime Minister, given that election is next year and they've highlighted the fact that Tavua is neglected. If you are going to win in the next election again, what are you going to change things around? Maybe focus on, place more focus on Tavua?
Many of the questions you're asking have been answered. The ministers responsible have given you details about what has been done about Tavua. And they will continue to be done. I thank you for your question, but I'm sure this is not the first town hall meeting you have been to. Those of us from the villages have our town hall meetings every month. Nombosevakor. This is just like Nombosevakor. And if we had been raising these issues through our town hall meetings in the various stages, whether they be village meeting, Tikina meeting, provincial council meeting, they should all have come to us rather than us coming down to the town hall in Tavua for us to receive your questions. A lot of the land issues, what was the latest one? This particular... Sorry? Oh, the bridge. One of the very first pieces of information that came to me was the improvement of the bridge and the flood control in Tavua. And the minister is right here, and he can elaborate on that.
Yeah, I think further to that, sir, is the issue of the sense that they've been neglected.
The which?
Sense that they've been neglected in terms of government services, correct? It's a general question. How can that be in terms of government services?
Oh. Okay. Right, thank you. Yes, it depends on how long the neglect has been. We've only just come in, and since we came in on the 24th of December 2022, I believe we have done quite a lot to satisfy the demands of the populace. We can't do everything overnight. We'll have to abide by the various programs that have been laid, and they are working in accordance with our strategic plan, our development plans, and also our annual budget. So the officers in your village town hall should have more details about the various allocations from the budget that was announced last year or this year of the work that will be done between now until July of next year. So they are already there. They are available. When you ask the right people at the right fora, you will get your answers.
Yeah, quickly, Linda. Honorable.
Just very quickly, regarding the issue about the lack of representation from very key offices like VERCA and others, FDB. I will take that up with the ministers concerned. They're not here present, but there's a very good point in order to increase government presence in Tavua that is needed. So that's something we will take it up with the ministers as we come away from here, from this meeting in Ak.
We will round this up in the next 15 to 20 minutes. If someone is standing who can answer the question about the Yangara pastoral, 12,000 acres, about the potential for the wharf, or how people can move their ideas and where they can channel it to. Mr. Chichanan, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the question regarding Yangara pastoral. There are plans on utilization of that land in Yangara pastoral. I'm sure the CEO is around. He can vouch for that. There are plans in consultation or in conjunction with EFL for energy generation. There is plans for increasing cropping on the area and also developing the livestock. They're also working on the perimeter fencing to ensure that the livestock sector at Yangara flourishes. And these are some of the activities Yangara is currently undertaking. And given some time, I believe with all these activities coming up, you'll have a very good pastoral industry here.
Next question, please.
Vinaka. Au wakabinaka na kabin singin dindai. Ena buku tiunga ni lomani bidana mbaki sauti. Au ngole tiunga na bali bola ni susuman ni tu tau ni ngoi Tavua. Pakai tuku ni tiunga via u meu pakafloko tagia u ena buku ni susuman. Ia usaba wale tiku bidana ni ngubul makau. Ati guna rona mbaki sauti. Oi tarotale na mbaki sauti tukuni ka takitigo bia una wulo kosita sandrom sambera mai wiko. Iyo na yambaki ngo se matai saranga ni singa ni wulo kosita ngo sa tigo bal. Oli kereti ko nga ndo na nungu mbai ni mbulu makau. Wataki no nungu duru ni mbai ko kamea. Watake na mbai ni me rawa ni to lako ke dilo mana bul makau watake na me kau sa kera tunga na bibuke ni matentu e ke muni sakana prime minister pasangaya na kau ya kere na akabin ko.
Unaka, I think the request is on the livestock and cattle fencing. Any programs in that area? He has been applying and looking into that area, so what avenues are open for him?
Can you come again with what exactly the question is?
Livestock, cattle and goat farming, he's wanting to get into.
Cattle and goat farming. I believe there is a program run by the Ministry of Agriculture through their livestock sector, livestock program. And I encourage you to get in touch with the ministry's office here in Tavua, and I'm sure they will be able to advise you on what are the conditions and how they can assist you with the fencing material for your livestock program.
Yeah,
And I'll let the agriculture expertise let you know.
Minasa tura Prime Minister. Sa misanga nonatar apply sanga menambag sauti. Bia lele to valili na non na burmakau. Sa bari tengo na abu ako sona wika misotawa. Mena roiningi banduniki na non nambai usange tarai nor to valisilisitawa. Ironiki rubi tala no chingango misaroningi bukinga na non na mbai ni burmakau na mbai watakin na wibuke ko kera chingan lo menambai ngo. Na valeu. Nasa.
To have to be eligible for the assistance.
Eligibility for the assistance are cattle to have 15 on stock. Female, 1.5.
Well, 15 cattle and goats?
Yes. Goats as well?
15.
Yes, sir. So there are also some other ways that we will assist individual farmers, those who don't have that stock. I can discuss with them to get through to the criteria.
Sana biasa membangun ni taruh,
Just before we finish, I would like to emphasize that we came with all the government officials who are here from the various ministries. So after this, please, if you have something individually, please raise it with them and they will note it for follow-up. Oba bimbi tatal juga ni ratiko kevengo watike keto na pali silis ni maten tu wana vitambana ke sona kame pakakosa ko daga mea me muri men ni ngai vital noa rani tori tal ngana muni ngoni salle vitartar na da muni me keto ngai muri ayane na kana vital noa me rani adonda na kana watu lewa se kana madal na vale
Minister, we will go to the next question. We also have the Assistant Minister for Youth and Sports. We haven't seen any question for with regards to our young people. But next question.
Honour PM, Honour Ministers, Civil Servants, General Public, Bula Vinaka. My name is Krishna Gounder. People from Ba Province, Ra, and many part of Fiji knows me with my other name, that is Vishal Gounder, in the social media. My question is today on behalf of the people of Tavua. Tavua is contributing a lot through national GDP, the national resources. We would like to get some percentage of the contribution we do from Tavua for the improvement in various areas, sports, our medical facilities, in small and medium business and other agriculture areas. If government can give us some percentage of the contribution which we do in a big to the national economy. The second is on the corporal punishment in schools. I see there's a lot of debates. I request the government. I have met the Prime Minister personally last time in Lotoka, and I believe the no repeat policy where we were product of all that, and also corporal punishment, but there's a lot of issues that are coming in corporal punishment. I think it's high time the parents, the government gets very strict with the parents by coming with some strict rule on the grants, on the school grants, so that instead of the corporal punishment, the parents are being warned if the children are not performing, if their punctualities are not there, their attendance are not there, and the disciplines are not there, the parents can be penalized on receiving such grant. And on the last one, I have just heard the Honour PMF said that the head of civil departments, HODs, the Tikina, the Turanginikoro, the chiefs and the Roko and everyone through the provincial council It's high time for them to collect all the details from the ordinary people and bring it up to the permanent secretaries through the required portfolios, and it comes to the government, and government address from there to the general public
Thank
on
you.
the areas of improvement. Thank you.
I think just the point to make to the Prime Minister and the ministers is the sense I'm getting from the people of Tavua is that they're contributing a lot to the nation, and they'd like to see a bit more investment back in their town. I think that is the point you're trying to make. Thank you very much. Any other question? Yeah. Mike low, please.
Mu dalo benarigi na turana Prime Minister, vega muto na Minister, ngana baile silesi, dalo benarigi na bia benigua. My name is Suluet Induwanga, and I'm a trainer at Pacific Polytech, and I'm also a landowner, a farmer. Today we understand, I speak on behalf of my Matangali, Tilibalevu. We understand that with our CG 1089 has been converted into freehold. This is all the land from Batia, and today we also understand that people may be selling their land because of some developments that will be happening soon. Our humble request, if they could minimize the selling of the land, because we would like to retain and maybe buy back. This is a humble request from the landowners of Batia. And the other humble request, please. We know that we have the gold mine, the water at Yangara, and we also have a lot of farmers in Tavua. Our humble request, if we can have the TLTB office and Firka in Tavua. We travel to Rakiraki, we travel to Mba, we travel to Lautoka for the Firka. There's no more service in Mba. Our humble request is if we can have the Firka office and TLTB, because we have a lot of landowners here who travel to Lautoka to apply for their lease or payment of their lease. And so the third one is a request to the Fiji Sugar Corporation workers. If I have raised this earlier on, I believe last year we had a consultation meeting in Tangi, Sangam School. If maybe the farmers who don't produce a lot of, like me, I'm actually speaking on my behalf, on myself, that we would like to request the Fiji Sugar Corporation if they could help the small farmers instead of going to the big farmers to help them. That is my issue.
Thank you very much. Lands, on the issue of freehold lands? PM?
No, the answer to the buyback question is a very simple trade thing. You got to have a willing buyer and a willing seller. Government has given out the policy. It has reintroduced the buyback scheme for land that can be identified positively, like Tilebalebu, and is now claiming. That claim will have to be verified, and the same as yours. If the current holder, the current freeholder, whether it is state or a company is willing to sell, then that's where the buyback scheme comes into operation.
The other issue, sir, is, and to honourable ministers, is the issue of services. Things like FERCA, where they are having to go to Raki or Tumba or to Lautoka.
Yeah, who is the administrator here?
Can Tavua
an
have its own
administrator here?
services?
Can you find an office suitable enough for all these things? Find it, we'll man it. Okay?
Naka. Thank you. And I think the FSC. Develop the small farmers. I think that point is taken. Look, we're running out of time. Can those that come in next, please, no more commentary. You need to just ask your questions, please. Thank you.
Good evening, the Honorable Ministers. Since everyone here has raised a concern about their community, I'm here for myself tonight. I went through the accident around 2015, and I lost my baby then. Since then, my mom passed away, and my dad didn't even went up for my medical report and my police report. But this year, on 2017, I went back and forth from the hospital in Lautoka, and they said that they couldn't help me. But this year, once I gained the courage to go, and I went to the police station in Ba, get my police report through the Women Crisis Center, and I went straight to Lautoka Hospital for my medical report. Once I gained from it, and when I came to look for the lawyer, one lawyer did came from the High Court in Suva, and still from April till now, it's still pending. Nothing have been raised ever since. No claim and no anything. I mean, no court, like for them to call me to go for the court case and all. But just one big one request, if the government or the ACCF can help me with this case of mine. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, condolences for losing your child. I know it must be very hard for you for the last number of years, and we're very sorry about that. In terms of your claim regarding the accident and the accident compensation, which is now, after we've come into government, is now being dealt with the Ministry for Employment. And I understand there are some Ministry of Employment officials here who can help you to relook at that process again, and they have given guarantees that it will move faster. When it was handled by the Accident Compensation Commission of Fiji previously, it wasn't dealt with as efficiently. But now that we've moved it back to the Ministry of Employment, we're hoping that it will move faster. And I will ask one of our Ministry of Employment officials here to give more information to you, and certainly provide you more information on how you can have your case to be moved faster. So I'll give the time over to them. Vinaka.
Thank you, Madam. Yes, the ICCF has moved back to the ministry, and with that in place, we're saving a lot of money, millions of dollars. That was, of course, wasted previously. We are processing the cases, on a very fast pace. We will take the details, and then we will, of course, provide the full details tomorrow in terms of where the case is and how we can deal with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your courage to come. How many more in line? One more, and we'll have Ralulu to is one of the last ones. Mr. Ralulu? Okay, set. Third. Three more. Please, your question.
Naka ni mbulasakan na turang nalilulimatin tu kina cabinet ministers. Dua sa katinga nanunggu kere-kere. Nabuni kundu nando tinga ni tunggel kita listu kina namoni tahu ni namoni salala ko ibot kaula. Bembasa ibatinga na walimbula. Nabuni nunggu kundu nabuni wartawi. Sabe chini batata na yang bakingo na nito o ngandre bati ko me ki to buki e na ni waida e sa mai wada na saranga bakali mo na nito teitei na nito window na waida saranga la ko saranga mai bandon sa mai tao tu nangonongo e na nito bonua sa mai pamati tu na nito window ken nito teitei e bimba sa ibat sartinga na bal nimbulai Tavua na ngele ke to listi ko kina sabi chini bada na amba kingo na nito ngandre bati ko na bibu ke ngai sini dona wali rawati na wali.
With the Ministry of Lands and Health. You can maybe address it to the two representatives after the town hall.
There's a discharge, water, some toxic waste discharge that's affecting his farm. And his farm is adjacent to the hospital or opposite.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think I have previously
Yes.
clarified there is no discharge of hospital waste to any river or any open landfill.
Before Mr. Works, can I just, there's twice now, citizens have expressed that there seems to be some form of discharge that has gone into the river, so that assessment will be made, can be made, to look to what it is. And it's, I think, just to assure the community that it's the hospital, the Ministry of Health is saying it's not coming from the hospital. Yeah?
Noted with thanks.
Nabali mo chunga ko kay torom da kami namo nadam but kay namo na mental one be nito tambanan ni water authority to ge vital no kina bena.
Last three questions.
We'll take 3 more questions, eh?
Zola binari gina liu ni materi tu ibiti. Zola binari ali buta. E ubo tu Tavua. E do chuga na kere. Paina ronondul kavitu me ado moina ronondul rosagabul kalimago. Na bodo chuki na se kwanga na kena bulolo malagi na buru go sa tu na libalima. O se amba ki ono sagabul ka ono. Ngaravitu na buli. Toga na lube gue kasi dibuli. Wai na mano buto ya, e bakarara batako ka na no gucu. O baka bina ka mga lemuni ko, ni o basi ka ba na liu ni mate dito. Me mo ikere ke mo di. Mo di sabe mo ke mata pa na no gucu ni ngalala. E tini kabitu na bale tigo kina. Mai na ruana undolu kabitu, ruana undolu rosa kabulu kalima. Me aka pa na ngau na taru mai bitalo na tukina ko. E tuku ni ngamai na budget go, udidi lo toka, udidi suba. E seni ndo asaranga na mata tau bau kune atu. Na noko taka na ko musu do butuka. O baka bina ka ni onda be na liu ni matentu. E na mai dingo bina no kere. O sakere ke mo di saranga ni liu ni matentu. Na la go sitibin. Sakare ke muni moni ngai vitala no amanda. Kese nga mosina mosana baka tulewanga bana no gucu.
I think the request is for energy and electricity to his area. Can we, Director of Energy, please.
Binaka member takana kere kera ni kitungu bitang lo bata kena tulang ko mikitulang na details na bulu dabe chukukina. Meron kami rin mata ni Tuchin.
Prime Minister na kere-kere, ha? Yes, sir.
E tika na kaya na ngandribia ni wikum doe. E tika sartala na bibu kay tika na Prime Minister's Office. Kaya baka ndo barita may na numdo ngangandre, membalata na numdo contribution, membalata na libe-libe numdo itiko-tiko, era ni bibu kumiki na Prime Minister's Office.
Next question, please. Next.
Tau. Na vale butau ni sa vida na mbaki siang tu kem ni liba o be bante te kem ni talanga o kandabu talanga si siang tu na liba to sa sotaba tigo nan renre e sabar tang na turam prime minister ke bakara ni ngandre ba na bebu ke nomini contribution era ni bebu ke na office ni prime minister binak
Kerkere. E una na turanga e wosa tigongo sitibeni. E usa o filtera na fom. E sembra tigonga mai na kasabi na mbaki ako tuguna tigo. O sa filtera no fom. Mata mitua.
Kire donang ibital no china town hall go. Naka. Next year. Next.
Pinakanisa bula ba nakasak na ngunit turang na Prime Minister. Doon bulan na Cabinet Ministers. Doon tigorawa yan ang bungi pinakaniko. Yatang ko nga ay pimili kibunisa. Au turangan ni koronga yan doon na koro laylay. E tiko nga yan ang batsiningaw na salanggo ng dolon-dolo. Ningga rongo da tiko na yatang ko ng dolon-dolo. Lo mga nibula sawat ya baka durikin na baka talaka. Raw donga kin na turangan na italatala. Kaya nono naranjini bale. Nanunggu taro sa nga. Eronin doon na ka, eroni baka dhuri na ngaw ni salaya. Balatan na tege buni ngaw na ya, may adhoba may na ngaw na romatiki na biwatini, sa ikatini kalima ni dhonga ya. Raw tombali tigo may, uwer na ngoni buli, raw tanira le 5 bulu. Na ngoni buli. Era may wawa, ngaw ni sala. So nangaw na sanda ukiri reto na tambata ni lawa mereto na bingarabi. Membaleta na non raboka bundoki yoiran na ngoni buli. Iyan na matay sangan nungu taro. Ero ni ngarabi kendo na dakadaka me na taro pa na baka talaka.
Roads please. O LTA.
Isang boleh binaka. No mikir sa tu sami tara kita ngel melihat kita assesta na kena safety implementation ni meta kana bono ya wambo sa tos mai wa boleh aku bikin do na 50 sai we bukan can control taking na speed na bikita taliso kita ngel melihat tala tikim ni
na kini kurisang ando bosocho na tura kona sign kona road crossing itu ya sonan raiba era sava kau loritu nangonongo senga saranga ni rambo bakila dona signboard ni crossing sena maka kosa tiku na lomo ni ngonsa o kere saka ngana dele ni tebel ni velutaki merau ni daka ndona kamero ni baleta ratigongo erna leoni koloni bono Tavua ni wabo kimena ngau ni salama ni bulum-bulum matalebu wata membiu ngani kon wabo kingo pe mardal sa donon dondo binaka itsiko kya nakeni karuasangan nung gutaro nakasanga ukerati kung gomen dona hamp si tiwi kaya bita bata na kamera nakaruanga kani oti nung gutaro nangaw ni sala lomo ni koro erapondo tigo kina nangoni buli kero daka bata tigo kina nito advisory council rai tigo mbekango utaruin ko asaba dapat tigo nangaw ni sala. Tugo no ko ya mene visa utaki. Nangaw ni sala ngo it's not under the FRA. Ndo nang gutar. O de me da kaba na visa ya. Pasanga ni karunong gutar.
Ni bula kona kaurangan itikin na non FRA road mabakang sa bartaso ni tu minista sa siang na was na non FRA road sa tigo na other public roads ken institution road. Kona budget dia kita sama ibu kira tu mai kukunira mai dake, sa kita sa beskupo ci mai nandol-ndol, pati kona lup mai tekando ai. Nongon ngala lagi na kru mai nasomo ko kita bingkari tal sukin na other public roads, kita ngi mitari kemni mai nandol-ndol ai. Kona ka kira-kira belata na ham, sarto bambau kinana ni tu sio mesa andon nyam.
Ni kalungat sakatiko.
Our last question.
It's me again, PM and honorable ministers. This is about commercial expired lists. At the very moment, I think at the end of this year, there'll be 4 commercial lists expired in Tavua town. in my capacity as the chair of the landowners, I'm very concerned about the attitude of TLTB. We were not consulted about the extension of lease. It's very clear in the law. Whenever the lease is expired, they have to come back and consult with the landowners. Just this year, before the expiry of lease of one of the commercial properties, one of the supermarkets, I won't mention here, they must have talked with TLTB, and the lease was extended. The question is, when will they stop these corrupt practices? Now, there are another 3 over here. Let's go back to the old, the first extension made to the supermarket I mentioned. When, after the 99 years, they extend maybe another 60 years. This is like permanently deprive the ownership of the land from us, landowners. The first lapse of 9 years is enough. Come back and discuss with us. Now they extended again. So I think it's illegal, the process TLTB is undergoing. Instead of coming back to us to discuss about the extension, the term they want to extend, they just did their own. They must have colluded with these people and they've extended the lease. Now there are 3 left, and I request the government to look into it.
Naka.
Another question from the Conroe and Tavua Coast. I want to ask the Prime Minister, as when you went to open the sea cucumber harvest. Another one is the UN Declaration for Indigenous People. Is there in cabinet paper arranged for us to know about your intention about this UN Declaration?
Thank you very much. Can we have fisheries? I think TLTB and fisheries.
Hello. Maybe we'll hear from the Fisheries Department about or TLTB.
Yeah, for the extension, probably will, if I can request, if we can come back on that. But in regards to expiry, there's I think 2 or 3 leases that will be expiring early next year, where we're currently in negotiation with tenants to have a joint venture with the landowners. So that's currently in place.
Ladies and gentlemen, fisheries, I think the relevant government representative is in the house. We can respond there with Mr. Alulu. I think he's on the few councils here in Tavua. And please respond to these issues that have been raised, which have been raised so passionately tonight, so strongly. A lot of people feel strongly about the issues they face, from road markings to the roads from small communities, to electricity supplies, to water, to what they may perceive as some discharge. Let's not take it lightly or dismiss these claims, please. Let's look into it and take respect the effort that has been made by the people who have turned up this evening to raise the issues to the government. I want to thank all of you who've turned up tonight. Thank you, Tavua, for this for participation. Yeah.
Tuanga kerkere. Eu turang Tavua leu. O wachiku chonga inda kumdongori. Nasani korogagori. O me wa mabatanga batanga unsali waiva. Vida batama na mbak. Wachongori. Na unsali waivango. Ora kada ban business Tavuango ko tumentana. Wai keda nga ko da chomea. Wai lai na wai na singi na pai por kao da keda ka. Wai zizi mai na dringo. Wai na ngol tu ni tu asen koroko. Sa kere kere. Sa vida batama na mbak sia lo mengo sa kai bula tan mengo. Sia tos tunga na kena tarangitu na unsali waivango.
Thank you. There's another issue that will be raised and addressed by the government representatives. Again, thank you, Tavua, for turning up tonight. This is about democracy. This is about holding government to account. As the Prime Minister mentioned, government did not organize this. We did, we the Fijian media. We will leave it to you, the people, to decide on this government's performance and the actions and the responsiveness. They have to earn your trust, earn your belief, and whether they are doing the performance that you have endowed on them to perform. This is an ongoing process. It will not end here. Tomorrow, Anish Chand of the Fiji Times and Ivan Nataro of the Fiji Sun will be hosting the town hall in Ba. If there's some issues you haven't held, you didn't get answered in this town hall, tomorrow is another opportunity for you at the Katria Hall in Ba. So again, thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, for making the way here and answering the questions from the public. To the Minister for Multi-Ethnic Affairs and Sugar, Mr. Charanjit Singh, thank you for coming, sir. Minister for Public Works, Meteorological and Transport, Filipe Tiswa Lebu. Minister for Information, Honorable Linda Tavua, it's been really great working with you to deliver this. Assistant Minister for Youth and Sports, Ali Kimbia, no question, but thank you for turning up and representing your ministry. Assistant Minister for Public Enterprises, Suchida Nan, thank you, sir. The various permanent secretaries that turned up, and also Chosia, Honorable Assistant Minister Chosua Nyundamu. Thank you for turning up for justice. So from the Fijian Media Association, again, thank you for heeding our call, for coming up. This is democracy in action, and we will have another go tomorrow with Nakabakalevu.